is Welkom Yizani, which is linked to the print business, Media24 and other bits and pieces of the Naspers empire. But there's been interesting dramas going on here because of a reorganization, restructuring, and some value unlock, which is pretty exciting. So let's go straight to the share chart. And Craig, explain what's going on here with these quite ragged movements, in particular the one at the end on the right there with a sharp uptick.
Yeah, so I mean, as we mentioned before in the Sasol discussion, the debt within Welkom Yizani was written off.
Yep.
And that was that middle spike that you see when investors realized
the debt's gone, so now this thing is in the money.
Yeah, so this is March, yeah?
And then there was a bit of a reaction, and then excitement fizzled out when investors realized that, in fact, now this thing is going to continue trading on the OTC platform as it always has done. And so Welkom Yizani is a typical example of where the liquidity event is the big driver of the return. So what has happened in the last year is that we've had an event whereby they've sold the Novus business, that printing business, and Welkom Yizani through its Media24 stake was a big shareholder in Novus.
And that raised cash, right, which then was paid out or will be paid out as a special dividend?
So it will be paid out sometime in September, so there should be an announcement
And when is the last day of trade?
No, well, they will announce that.
Okay.
So, but the point is the share price spiked because people realized that there was this inherent value liquidity event.
So it was trading at roughly 12 Rand, well, yeah, running up to the results about 10 Rand, and then when the results came out, 12 Rand, but in the results was a cautionary. So there was that that initial uptick, and then at the AGM they announced the dividend of 14.79 Rand before tax. So suddenly this thing was trading on a dividend yield of 135%.
Yeah, exactly. So you were going to get more out than the actual share price
the actual share was worth.
Yes. Which shows that it pays to pay attention, to be patient, and not to be in too much of a hurry. So if at all possible, get in and don't look at these as investments which you can sell off if you need money because you need to repair your car. Try to invest funds in them that you don't need, and then be super patient because the value will come through.
But he's been talking about the liquidity premium there. You can see at 18 Rand, it's still trading at a significant discount to that dividend.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a premium to the dividend, so it's at about a 90% dividend yield. You're paying 18 Rand, you're going to get 14.79. Plus the ordinary dividends, you get 15 Rand back. And the NAV is over 27 Rand a share.
So it's a huge opportunity.
So it's a significant opportunity. Look, the remaining businesses are where the challenges are. So it's keeping the magazines and the newspapers and all of that. And there you got declining circulation.
But don't you have a few new generation assets like Spree in there?
Yeah. So the e-commerce business is where the excitement is and where the growth is. So I mean, Spree. Well, e-commerce, you had revenue growth of 84% last year. But it's quite small at this point. So you need that growth to sustain
so
for
more
a few
patience.
years.
We've got one more share to talk about and we're out of time. But this sounds as though it's an obvious hot if people can get their way clear to find the way to buy these through the Equity Express account.
Look, last year we called it hot on the basis of the discount. Now the event has happened, or an event has happened, and I think there's still value there.
Yeah, good.
I'm hot on this one. I actually own these.
Well done. Good for you.